Step 1. Find a good idea to build as a side project. You saw it in my first video, right? That is taken care of. Step 2. Create a minimal set of features to build. This would be my MVP. Step 3. Design the shit out of it to make it visually appealing. Step 4. Build the MVP as fast as I can and publish my software for others to use. Step 5. Well, people need to find me, and the best way is by having a website, but that can't be just a simple website. I need proper localization, I need to make this easy to publish content, so a CMS is a must. Maybe there's something out there that I can use it already. I can use tools like Framework or Webflow. They offer all the features I want and I don't need to code it from scratch. That would cost me around like what, $22? Nah, that would be way better if I create my own solution. I can have the same if I build it using Next.js. That's it, custom made, in-house solution, and I can do whatever with it. Wait, but I will be spending too much time on this, right? What about my app? I keep seeing these mistakes happen from time to time, and here I am, almost doing the same thing that would cost me months of progress. But before I actually tell you what I've decided for my landing page, I want to show you the MVP for this project. I decided to come up with a stage rollout approach because I have so many ideas that I wanted to implement, but little to no capacity to code them all. But bear with me, we're gonna get there. First, let's start with the mobile app. And as I mentioned in the first video, I don't want to just build a fitness tracker. I want to have an application that can have gamification and social features. But that is too much to ask on day one. So what I did is to build in stages and roll out every feature released to my beta test users and collect feedback and improve. Currently, I have created 4 stages for this project, and honestly, I think I should have broken down even more, but currently 4 stages is working fine. In summary, the 4 stages represent major milestones of the project. For this video, I want to focus on the MVP, which is having all the basics covered. Let's talk about the core feature of the application, the fitness features. And basically, when you create an account and land on my homepage, you're gonna see this layout right here, and we have 3 tabs. The first one being the home, where we have the concept of fitness challenges. And this is the idea where we have a structured workout for you to hit the ground running fast and provide the aha moment as fast as possible. The aha moment is basically where the users clicked and see the value of the application. For example, in a telehealth application, it's basically when you have a consultation with your doctor, or when you're using Instagram, when you post a story or connect with friends. Here, when you hit the fitness challenges, right now I have designed 4 fitness challenges. Beginner's weightlifting. This might change, by the way, but the idea here is that you have a structured workout ready for you. You just hit start and start working out. And when you go one of these fitness challenges right here, you're gonna land here, and it's the idea behind is to have like a playlist. Sort of like, hey, on week 1, on Monday, do these exercises, and on Wednesday, do these exercises, and so on. So that is the idea, where you basically don't need to worry about, selecting exercises, that you can just go and hit the ground running fast. But I also want to offer you explore workouts by groups or muscle groups. Gym workouts, cardio, upper body, calisthenics. Huge fan of calisthenics. I know that I talked about, doing a calisthenics app, but just a calisthenics application won't cut it. So that's why I have a lot of things here as well to provide value to other kind of users as well. And the idea behind it is just a beginner workout, intermediate workout, and also advanced workout. That is all that I have for the fitness challenges. I know it's quite a lot, but I also showing you guys the front-end code, but I'm also implementing the back-end, like the database, the queries. I'm using GraphQL for that and Supabase. Let me know if that is something you guys would like to see. I can probably record another video explaining how I come up with these concepts of like on the back end to support the mobile features. All right, so the workout session. For this part specifically, you probably won't see the first couple of screens because I went to minimal set of screens for this. This component, by the way, I had issues. It was blocked. I was basically not being able to come up with a good idea. So that's where I hire a designer on a website to come up on board on the project and create this component for me. And this is actually a good topic. If you guys want to know how was my experience hiring a designer to come up with something like this, or to help me, unblocked. This is also something very cool to talk about. I'm doing the most design parts, but sometimes I need extra help. So that's when I hire designers to, come on board and help me with some design concepts. The idea here is that you see like a video exercise, an example. So I have a database of 1800 videos. So you can basically select and you can see the 3D character doing the exercise, some instructions, and recommended sets and workouts. For the MVP, you're not going to see this component just yet because I'm still building it. There's a couple things that the database still doesn't support, like the loading, like the amount of weight that you're using if you're doing weightlifting, or the amount of like the body weight. For this part right here, I'm still working on it, so you're probably not going to see that just yet on stage 1 because my backend still doesn't support that. But on versions, on the new iterations, I will refactor this and release this new component, plus the database that will support this kind of a queries as well. And I have the workout finish screen, so great work so far, the amount of XP. Right now, as you're probably seeing, the gamifications are very subtle because I still need to work on stage 2, 3, and 4. And for now, those stages are a secret, so subscribe for more content. But the idea here is to summarize your workouts, the number of minutes, if you did weightlifting, the amount of loads that you did on that workout session, and the calories that you burned. This is also something I'm going to refine it in next iterations because every exercise have a different calorie burn. I'll probably come up with something later in the back end to address that as well. All right, so with the workout session out of the way, I have the last concept, which is the workout builder. The idea of the workout builder is, hey, want to create a custom workout, select an exercise you want to do, and the day of the week that you want to exercise, that is done. You can use the workout builder for that as well. As you've probably seen, iconography here doesn't actually match what I have for the dashboard. A few of the images that you're seeing right here, I created using the AI, but I also wanted to maybe refactor or redesign these cards right here to use the same iconography to match the style. I'm not really sure which one is the best, but I'm gonna test it out later or maybe in future iterations. I'm too deep into this right now that I don't want to come back to the design board and redo the design. I just want to implement this, push it out, and then refactor it to make it more like to match the style. So that is something I'm going to do later. So you can select or browse exercises by category or muscle groups like abs or core, chest or biceps or whatever. You can also type the exercise here and you're going to have like the list of exercises that matches your query. You also want to select those. You can adjust the volume. So for example, the number of sets and the weight that you are planning to do. And I still want to design this for body weight exercises. I still don't have a clear idea what I'm gonna do. The exercise is just plain body weight, like calisthenics exercises, but I'm sure I'm gonna come up with something later to address this. And your workout has been saved. So that is all that I have for stage 1, and thank you for watching till here. Subscribe if you want to see more. And for stage 2, 3, and 4, there's all probably coming, and by the time you watch the video, I'm probably going to be already like released these versions anyway. So yeah.
Disclaimer, so I usually like to set up my scene pretty well, but since it doesn't have like a lot of like sunlight today, that's pretty much what I have to record. So bear with me with this poor lighting setup, okay? So I feel like I talk enough about the MVP and the product that I'm actually building it, but there's something that is way more important about what you're building, is basically how you define the minimum set of features to build. When I started this project, I had so many ideas, and it's easy to get excited and dream about having very complex features. And that is a trap that many developers do while creating their own companies, and they keep thinking about just one more feature and then we're done, but they never see the end of the tunnel. They keep building it until they get burned out. What is ironic about that is because we're talking about the MVP, or the minimal viable product, and the word minimal and viable usually gets forgotten by many. So here's the deal. If you're doing the same, follow this. First, dump all of your ideas into a blank page. Doesn't matter what, just dump all of your ideas there. Document even if you think you're done, and just write your features that you think that will be a great addition to your product. Then try to understand your customer. And what I mean by that is you need to become your customer. You need to be inside his mind to understand his desire and the way your customer wants to solve a particular issue. If you can, try to use products or competitors that your current customers use. That way, you're basically trying to map the user journey that your own competitors already map, and you can take advantage of that by learning about what works and what doesn't work for that particular product. You can also like go online and read app reviews to understand the weak points of your competitors. That is a great thing. I can share with all of you how many great things I learned just doing that. Going to App Store and basically browsing through user reviews to understand all the bad and the good reviews that users left. And if I learn a couple of things while doing this, is that you need to start with a prototype. A lot of people get this wrong when I say prototype. What I mean by that is basically you need to have functional prototype. It doesn't need to be in code, because you're going to spend less money and less time building the product than showing that to the customers and just to figure it out that particular feature doesn't work. So it is cheaper if you go to Figma, design your product or design your MVP, and keep it very simple and just show that to your users and collect feedback as early as possible. I cannot stress this enough. This is very important for early developers or anyone that are trying to save time while building their product. So focus on building your prototype using Figma. That is a great tool, and you all need to learn those. I did that for my first iterations, and I learned what to prioritize for my product. That was a real thing that set me way ahead of my competitors. Now let me address the mistake that I talked about in the intro that would probably cost me months of progress. I was this close of rewriting my landing page that cost me hours to building Webflow just so I can just start it from scratch using Next.js. And I don't say that proudly. I'm actually really mad at myself because time is a valuable resource, and I was this close of spending something that would not bring any kind of a value to my project, or at least not right now. To start off, every product needs a good landing page, and for this in particular is the same. I figured it out that I could do that using a Webflow template and move on to building my actual fitness mobile app. And I had this feeling almost like a devil whispering in my ears saying to me that I need to rewrite it from scratch so I can own the solution using Next.js and payload and all of that crazy things that Next.js is capable of doing. And at first I was thinking about all the pros and cons of using Next.js and Webflow. Till this day I can recognize that a couple things, Next.js is really great and even better than Webflow. I need to prioritize my time as a valuable resource so I can focus on the right things. And we as developers, sometimes we're just perfectionists, and that kills so many projects. That's probably a reason that I have so many web domains and not a single project yet is in production. I won't get distracted with that anymore, and I'm going to shift my mindset to a founder-led growth. But don't get confused. I won't prioritize speed over quality and code trash features and delivering that to my users. I still want to maintain some level of quality while delivering releases, and I feel like a lot of developers get this wrong. It's not about building whatever crap piece of software you got and delivering that to your users, because that will probably be hurting your most loyal users, the early adopters. Every founder of a successful project knows that feedback is really important to create a product that is below average to something great. That is only possible because the early adopters stick around for long enough to see the product going from below average to something really good. And not all softwares are created equal, and there's no single software in the industry that was excellent on the first iteration, because iteration is the key. For something to go from bad to great, it needs to have a lot of revisions and changes. Now, since I'm a solo developer, whatever mistakes that I make can cost me a lot, lot, and if I weight on the scale, time is the most valuable resource that I own right now. I was watching a video from 2 other developers and founders here on YouTube, and they faced the same issue that I was facing right now. So Matt and Ari, I think they decided to engineer some in-house solutions that later down the line would end up costing them a lot of time and resource. I think I came just in time to watch that video so I can avoid falling to the same trap. And go watch that video because I think there's a lot of important lessons out there as well. So that is the summary that I have for you guys today, and thank you for watching. Subscribe if possible, and sorry that it took so long to record the second video. I'll try to have more a regular schedule because I'm focused on building the right product here, but luckily I won't get distracted anymore and just focus on the mobile app so we can release it by the end of December. Enough of playing the victim here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.